Hello and welcome, each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and with me today are two lovely ladies, Morganne Rayne, spiritual consultant, gratefully providing access to high dimension of being. Morganne has been called the healer of healers as a way to describe her unique spiritual tools she shares. Morgan is here to serve those who seek greater understanding of their sacred spiritual self, have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. And with us today again is Jeannie Rayne, licensed psychotherapist in state of Washington, working primarily with early childhood trauma, sexual abuse, and emotional neglect, helping clients empower themselves. Jeannie sees herself as a lifetime student of growth. She continually takes classes to enhance her knowledge base. At present, Jeannie is studying internal family systems, IFS. Please remember, if you or your family or friends are interested in personal therapy and healing, you can reach out to me, Morgan, or Jeannie for private sessions. All contact details are in description below the video. If you like what I do, please remember like, share and subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channels. Hello, 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 hello. We lost Morgan for some reason. Hello, Morgan. I can see you are here, but you're not here. There is no camera.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, I'm going to go out and come back in, okay?
Okay. Great. So this is our 90th show.
Okay.
And this is last show before Christmas and New Year. So this is winter solstice show. So I do hope Morgan will be back with us in a minute and we can start talking about winter solstice. How do you, Jeannie, celebrating winter solstice?
I go outside and put my feet on the ground. I set my intentions. Let go of the old and bring in welcome the new. How about you?
I meditate, but I'm not going outside. I'm not going like that. I'm just at home, meditate, putting some nice calming music on and just meditating. And as you said, just letting go all what I want to let go and invite in everything new what I want. So that's me, how I'm doing this. And very interesting, in my country really counts 24th, Christmas Eve counts as winter solstice. It's not on I think on 23rd celebrating in America and in UK. Yeah, winter solstice is on 21st, Morgan.
Yeah. So from the 20th to the 22nd is the solstice period. So the 21st is where it is the total alignment for the solstice. And I've got an astrological breakdown about that if you'd like to hear that.
Of course.
Would you like to hear that? Okay, hang on. Let me just make sure I get it all perfect. Okay, so today, we're doing solstice celebrations here in the community this evening, because now we're going to be moving into that 21st. So today we're starting to prepare for that. The sun now sits at 29 degrees Sagittarius and will enter Capricorn late this evening. This will be our first Capricorn season in 16 years without the influence and the pressure of Pluto. We are now reestablishing our relationship with this archetype after all false constructs and shadows have been purged from this area of our chart. This is big, everybody. The moon is now in Virgo, coming into a tight square with Mercury in Sagittarius. There's an inner anxiety that we are processing as we approach such new territory. And this requires us to embrace the unknown with presence and trust, while Mercury in Sagittarius is taking no shit and is pushing us to declare our truths while letting go of old stories and outdated belief systems. With Mars retrograde in Leo, the tensions are high and the drama is thick. What we are anchoring right now is our ability to not react, to not allow anything external to bait us into anger, frustration, or explosion. We are also within a Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, which is square to Saturn in Pisces, which will reach its peak on Christmas Eve. These two are breaking down all we think we know, while also helping us to rewire our nervous systems and our brains into higher perspectives. This will be a wildly interesting last 10 days of the year, with Chiron moving direct into a black new moon in Capricorn just before the new year. So, and thank you, Aurora, for that beautiful breakdown in the astrological reading. So, I mean, like, look at what the signs in the heavens are telling us, right? It gives us direction on how to be in our lives and what to do and what to clear and what to put our focus on. And so that's why I use the signs in the heavens. It was really interesting because I woke up thinking about a Bible verse. I'm going to read that to you too, because I wrote it down. And the verse is from Luke 21, which is in the New Testament. And it says, and there will be signs in the heaven. No, let me start again. And there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars. And on the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them from fear and the expectation of those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of the heavens will be shaken. So that verse coming into my realm, I mean, like, immediately when I woke up, that was I was like going, so, all right, put your attention on what's going on in the stars right now. We know what's going on in the earth, right? Talk about perplexity. Talk about, I mean, just so much, not just in our country or in where you're staying, Daga, but it's all over the world. It's everywhere. So what I know and what I sense and what I experience here is that we're having a change of all that. We're having a movement from that in this new age that's coming, and we got to have the crushing down or the crashing down of systems. I guess today Congress has decided not to. They've decided to let the country go into bankruptcy, or not into bankruptcy, but into shutdown. So, which is, people are afraid of that, but this is exactly what needs to happen. We need to reset ourselves from the old way, because once you're in an old bad pattern, once you do things in a way that's not for my friend Michael Tellinger, he has this great line. He says, if it's not good for everyone, it's no good at all. I love that. If it's not good for everyone, it's no good at all. And so when we look at ideas like that and begin to embrace them, let's have good for all, for everyone. And that's what I see, and that's what I hold in my vision for what's coming. So the stars in the heavens are giving us exactly a prescriptive of where we need to put our attention, right? Time to let go of everything and anything you're still holding on to. Let it go. Let go of the old beliefs, let go of the old patterns, let go, and open yourself to the light and to the love and to the direction of the Holy Spirit. Get into the mindset of where we're going and what's happening. Move your attention and your ideas and your beliefs and your thoughts and your actions already into the golden age. Be there now so that we can bring others with us, and we create that frequency. Once we do that and we become in frequency with all of that, it's so we're the tuning forks, and like we just, that energy broadcast. All right, that's what I got to say about that.
I actually find myself that I'm so calm about everything what's happening around me. I'm just not buying into anything. If I come up with doesn't matter on internet or TV or something, an advert somewhere, if I come up with some information, I sort of letting it go straight away. I'm not participating in it. I'm not even listening to it, because I know that most of these things are just made up, yeah. That's the entertainment, and that's specially done for, if we're looking at this, what means entertainment, we know that it's specially done to actually put in our brains programming, yeah. So I'm not buying into it. I just not buying into it. I'm sending love and light everywhere. I'm sending beautiful, pure, unconditional love energy, and that's about it. Yeah.
And I think it brings down the when we buy into it, it brings down the vibrations of us, the energy of us, and it's so toxic. And people don't realize, they think they should do this. We have a lot of shoulds in our world. And the truth of the matter is, we're not thinking about what is working for us and what is not, and letting go of those things that are not working for us. And go ahead.
Go on.
I'll throw.
Sorry. What I want to say as well is, that's what you said, not buying into things as well, yeah, and we putting down our energy, yeah. But other thing is, that is, for each of us is different actually paths, yeah. We have different targets what we have to reach, yeah. You, I, Morganne, are here to bring vibration up, so we can't buy into all these situations, yeah. We have to be this beacon of love and light that we can bring it up, yeah. But there also are people who go into these meetings, who are protesting, who signing all these petitions, who are doing that kind of job, yeah. And that's, again, it has to be done. Somebody has to do it, but it's
exactly. Somebody does have to do those things. Yeah. And it's for us. We do what we do because that's what we came here to do, which is to lift frequency. And the way we lift frequency is to lift our own frequency. You know, what's really interesting, there's in the Bible, even in the current one we have, no matter if people say, well, you know, that's just a botched up thing, whatever. One of the things in the Bible, which is really interesting in terms of numbers, is that 365 times, now think about that number, 365, which is the days of a whole year, right? It says, fear not.
Mm.
Fear not. Because when we let in fear, then all that craziness happens. And that's the ego. And that's what we teach in Course in Miracles, right? What is the opposite of fear?
Love.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we are going to fear not, the way we do that is we immerse ourselves in the love. And yes, turn the eye away from what's happening in the world. But I'll tell you too, putting your eye on what's happening in the world gives you great information about where others are, so that we can direct love energy into that. So we can direct more powerful energy into that, so that we can begin to give thanks for the changing of the word regime is coming up, right? Those regimes that have held power over humanity for so long. And humanity is waking up to, oh, what? We're free? What? We're sovereign? What does that even mean, right? It's like we have to introduce new concepts to the human mind. And even for ourselves who are it's not that we're more highly evolved. We're just a different kind of incarnation. We came here to be this incarnation so that we could lift others. It's just our job description. It's what we came here to do, to help others and be present for others. So when we practice fear not and practice love, then we immediately lift the frequencies of others. So I just want to throw that into the mix here of what we as awakened individuals, right? We as awakened individuals, as we practice more bringing love to self and to others, we're bringing it in, right? So if we listen to the world, that does bring our frequency down. It does. If we participate in the world, it really brings our frequency down. Then we become entrained in it. So the good news is that if we see something in the world or hear or experience something, immediately go into love. And that's how I use the energies of the world, is to where to direct my attention, where to direct my love.
So the holidays are coming up, and they're here now and they're coming up. And one thing about the holidays is, you know, we're supposed to be all happy and everything for a lot of it. And so a lot of people get depressed, and there's getting together with families are not always happy. And so it's important that people notice themselves when they're with their families and they get triggered, and they get into patterns. Families get into patterns of things, and it's really good to own your own stuff and just observe the other as information, like, oh, I get triggered when that happens. I get upset. And so it's about turning towards yourself and working on yourself. And we all have the ability to change our thoughts. And so it's about noticing, bringing in awareness first, and then being able to change, be aware of our thoughts and be able to change it, and get into the frequency of love. And it's about having, mantras to help you with that before you go into difficult situations, and embodying that frequency of love into yourself, like feel it. So it's all about your work when you're with people. It's that are bringing the energy down. It's
Yep.
not about them. They're just showing you the work that you still have to do.
Exactly.
And if you can remember that, it's a great opportunity, and it's exciting to learn, and to it's what you call experiential learning, that there's nothing greater and more fun if you get into it, to just notice, and it's a way for not be controlled by people, but you attune to yourself and be within yourself, and it's and help yourself get into the light, no matter what's happening around you.
Yep. Yep. And to also remember, in the Course of Miracles, we teach that how you arrive up in your family of origin, or in the people that are around you, you arrive with all your issues fully intact, right? So if things are pushing your buttons, and and things are there, that's your issue, right? Just like what you're saying, it's yours to be with. Now, we could take that and project it on others and make others wrong and bad about it, but then it's not, that's not growth. That's not fun, because now we move into shaming and blaming, right? But when we can really embody that, oh, wait a minute, this is my trigger, this is my issue, and where can I go with this? How can I be and do, right? So having a mantra, having a mindset of, like when I go to my family's Christmas, I'm just going to sit and be curious, or I'm going to just sit and just love. I'm not going to, it's like, I'm not going to participate in any angst or anything, right? So that takes a decision, to make a decision about how you want to be in the world and how you want to be with your family. But it also brings you to an awareness of the issues that you have come into this world with, and how you are progressing in restoring yourself to wholeness, and restoring yourself to all those issues are just keeping you from your wholeness and from your love and all of that. So, and it can be fun. it can be, if you want to look at it that way. And I will say that there will be a lot of people that still experience sadness. And I think that like in that sadness, like Christmas Day, I'm usually alone, because I do everything on Christmas Eve with my family, right? So when it was first happening that way, I would be really sad on Christmas Day. I would like, I'm not sitting with any children opening presents. I'm not, those kinds of things. And then I realized all that was total chaos, and I really didn't enjoy that anyway. And so now my Christmas days are spent more in quietude, and this year I have a beautiful friend I've invited to come and stay with me for Christmas Day, and spend that precious time. She's getting much older now, and I won't have many more. In fact, she's moving away to England, and I don't know when or if I'll ever see her again. So this year will be a very particularly precious Christmas, as I spend time with this beautiful friend of mine. So sadness for people, I think that's where our prayers could be directed, right? Because there are going to people that are going to be sad. So in that consciousness, in that awareness for myself, I would choose prayers that would uplift those saddened hearts, and that's how I do that. Yeah, because sometimes when people are so sad like that, it's hard for them to climb out of that. right?
Yeah.
It's hard for them to. So we help that by being joy.
Yeah, I think that we all need somehow try manage to think good thoughts, manage to think positive, manage to support others, even if you're not with them, send positive vibes to them. Yeah. And if you are with your loved ones, think about those precious moments. You never know how long you have time with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we sometimes wasting time. Yeah, we acting very silly. We acting in emotions. We upset about each other or something. Yeah, but in the end, we don't know how much time we actually have with them.
Yep. Yeah, and that's with anybody, you know. I can say that about my friend because she's in her mid 80s, right? And it's kind of logical that I won't have much more time. And she's moving across the pond. She's moving over there by you, Dave.
Okay, you give me her address and I will visit her
You
for
got
you.
you girls can visit. Um, but we can do that for everyone because we don't know when the last moment we'll see anyone is, right? We don't know that. So enjoy and be present for, be awakened to every moment with everyone that you're with. You know, I'll just tell on myself. I'll tell on myself because it's good to use me for an example. So this week, I had left to go run an errand, and I realized I had left my cell phone back at the house, and I needed to turn around and come back and get it because it had all my notes for what I was going to do on my errands. So I turned around and came back, and when I was turning the curve, I saw some friends of mine, and so I adjusted the car so I would not, I gave them a wide berth so that they could pass easily. And how so this is about interpretation, right? So how one of those people saw that was that I came careening around the corner is how it was put. And I'm like, well, at 5 miles an hour, you can't really careen, but I was trying to step into her shoes, and I said I was trying to adjust, so I was moving the car around so you could walk by more easily. And this person started like yelling at me, you're careening around the corner, and like yelling at me and wagging her finger at me. And then the person that was with her started laughing. Okay, so I took all of that inside. I knew what I'd been doing, right? I knew that I was being safe. I knew all of that. However, the chastisement and the laughter tipped me and started making me feel wrong and bad and humiliated. Like, it's like that behavior, that action triggered within me issue of feeling wronged, feeling humiliated. That wasn't their issue. That was me. That was all me coming up and clearing up some nasty little things that needed to pass away. Right. So, and this is how I usually dealt with, and I watched my pattern. I've watched my pattern. So the pattern is when something like that happens and I get triggered, I go mute, I go silent, and I disappear. That's how I handle that. And then I sit in that wow, look how you're doing this. Wow, isn't this interesting? So I'm getting really curious. I'm gonna go, when you get your feelings hurt, when you feel humiliation, this is what you do. So I'm watching the pattern, and so I invite everyone to think about their own patterns of when something happens, how do you react? I was not being responsible for like a whole 24 hours. This was going on, right? So when I sat with it, I realized, oh, this is one of my issues that is coming up to pass away. And so I allowed that issue to just make itself fully known. I asked myself, what do you need, sweetie? What do you need right here, right? And so I gave myself what I needed. I gave myself the appreciation, and I reminded myself, one, you didn't do anything wrong. You were like actually being really kind and making sure, right? So it didn't even matter about what my intentions were. It mattered. And so I got to be really grateful about what happened, just because I don't want that alive in me. I don't want the feeling that I can be wronged and humiliated. I don't want that alive in me. Right? So it's for me, and it's for each of us, when things like this happen, whatever your issues are, to get conscious about it and to make a new decision about it, right? Jeannie's shaking her head. Yeah, yeah. We get conscious about it because, each of us here, okay, first of all, let's raise our hands, ladies, if this is true. We got issues that come up, right? You got issues that come up, right? So, and if we get miserable about our issues, and what if we start sharing our issues and we seek commiseration with those, and like validation that I was right, I was doing everything right, right? I didn't address the issue that came up, which is feeling ashamed, feeling humiliated. What an icky thing, but it was alive in me. And you know what? It might still be there, but for right now, it's just passed away because I chose to love myself, appreciate myself, and give myself what I needed. So anyway, I wanted to share that because, I'm still doing the work.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. The way I heard that story when you're telling me was the way I saw that story was that the woman yelling at you had her issues, and the woman was laughing because she was showing you her issues, like of control and wanting everything her way, like a certain way, and not being curious about why you were doing what you were doing. Right. But the way you took it is it was an old trigger. Yeah. That's still kind of there, and that's beautiful the way you worked on it.
Thank you.
And let it pass through you, and
right. And I could have done that. Go, oh well, that's just her issue. She's, this is the way, and it is the way she is, right? She's got to have control and stuff. But if I'd have done that, if I would have put my attention on what her issue is, that's not my business.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And that's what we humans do. That we go, oh, that's just their issue. But you never dealt with what the trigger was, what came up. And so, I was actually pretty proud of myself that I could take it and move it, because what would end up happening is I might do the silent treatment, which is what I have done in the past. It's like, you wronged me. You don't get any of my energy. So, and that is really not, and it doesn't even require any forgiveness toward her. That has nothing to do with it. It's just an observation of self and making a new choice. And
Right.
so,
In a way, you can think about it as a blessing, like bless her for
heck yeah.
showing you your own triggers that you can work on, you know, and thank her like she did you a favor, because it's the more we can acknowledge our own stuff, the more we help to get into that frequency of creating a better world.
Yep. Yep. So I'm willing to do that, and I invite everyone to do that. To when you feel triggered, like step back into it. What's the don't blame, don't shame the other. They're just holding up a mirror for you to see yourself and
Right.
see what else needs to be released. And I sure the heck don't want to be taking that into the golden age, you know, right?
As far as I understand, next year will be one of the years when everything will come to light.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything what was hidden will come to light, and those who still don't want to see anything. You have goosebumps now, yeah?
I do everywhere. They're even down in my feet. Yep.
I was listening, one Latvian astrologer was doing next year's horoscope for every sign and for year in general, yeah. And apparently everything will comes up to service, and even those who at the moment still put their their heads in the sand will be pushed to actually see it. Yeah, see it, notice it, and start asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we all
It's
have to deal with things.
yeah. The one thing that you realize about all this is and I got this a couple of years, a lot of years ago, but is that if you're doing your work, you can't really get away with anything because it always comes out more. You know, it's always going to come out if you're self-aware. Like, you know how something you do something and go, oh, that doesn't matter, and you push it aside. The thing is, it always comes out. Like, you know, you'll never get to enlightenment if you don't face what you did, you know, or what you said to somebody that was mean, or like, so it's about bringing awareness to what you're putting out there, because it always comes back to you. And I think that's what you're saying about, you know, things are going to start coming out, you know, and people can't get away with things. And it's, you know, I mean, I'm talking, you know, on a little scale personally, but it's true with everything, you know. It's and I find it fascinating. Like, it helps you to get really clean about things, you know, and I love it.
Yeah, I do too. It makes me excited, and you see it happening like on the huge level, like with systems breaking down and what's happening. You know, like, I mean, I don't want to speak into the travesties that are happening in our world, right? Because I mean, anybody can find what that is, right? But when you see big systems like that come crushing down, that have controlled and manipulated and harmed and all of that, that's just the macrocosm, the big picture of what's happening. This breaking down, this like what Daga was saying, in 2025, everything will be brought to the light. Well, it's brought to the light because everything's being crumbled. Everything's being what's been evil. I'll use that word. What's been evil is coming to the light. What's been, you know, what's been wronged against humanity is coming to the light. All this, but it's going to be like and you see it now, this breakdown, but that happens within the human too, the psyche of the human, right? And for me, that happened in a little microcosm kind of way with what I experienced, right? This big ugly that lived inside of me, that I could be humiliated and shamed, and that is what the energy, I mean, just feel into that, what I was feeling, right? That energy of feeling shamed and humiliated, like that is just such a dense, like little kid kind of, for me, it was like a little kid thing, right? It's like feeling shamed and humiliated as a child. And I got to heal all that. So when we work on those things, we can see in the bigger picture how things are crumbling down. But in the little picture of us, things are crumbling and coming down. And that's what I loved about Aurora's interpretation in her astrological reading about what's happening in this solstice period, acknowledging all those things coming down. And this is our opportunity, is to bring in what it is, the healing. And that's why it's important that whenever these things come up, that we do put our focus on it. We do move into change of heart and change of mind, and begin to and nurture whatever our beingness needs, give to ourselves what we need. And also being courageous enough to make requests, and learning how to do that out of our healedness, not out of our woundedness or our victimhood. Yeah. So I love this topic.
That's why I like very much this formula, how you speak with others. I feel when you, because you taking responsibility, you taking ownership about your feelings. In this situation, any situation, somebody else will be feeling totally different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
but
when
if you
one
say,
does it, another can do it. And when two do
yeah,
it, more can do it. And the more we practice that, the more people they'll go. I work with people all day, and it's like, whoa, right, that's my response. It's like getting a new idea about it, and it takes the focus off of blaming someone else for what's happening in your life. Once we go there, we're down a really bad slippery slope, and that's not healing. That that keeps us down and anchored in those lower dimensional frequencies. Even though taking responsibility can sometimes be hard, it's necessary, because taking responsibility lifts our frequency.
and it's actually beginning of start healing when you take responsibility for your feelings. Yeah, because if you, I don't know about you, but if I remember any conversations with people, most people saying this and this make me feel, this and this make me do this and this make me whatever. Yeah, no one can make you do or feel anything.
Yeah.
That's you
That's that
who has
that's
this
that
feeling.
blaming. That's that blaming, right? That's
Mhm.
blaming. You make me feel. When you did that, you made me feel, right? And I could
Yeah,
have done that. That would have been a very human response. When you wagged and you yelled at me and they laughed at me, you made me feel. They didn't make me feel nothing. I felt an old pattern of feeling that it was time for it to come up and be released. And for that, I'm so grateful that I do not have to have that pattern in my life anymore. Yay.
Yay.
Anything else, Jeannie, you want to say maybe?
I'm sorry?
Anything else you maybe want to say? After
No,
all?
no. I just find it so wonderful when people, when you realize that what you're triggered by is your own work, and it gets exciting, So
Yeah, it does get exciting, because then people seek control. Well, then control this,
right.
control this, control this. It's like,
Yeah.
put your attention on you.
And by doing it, you're freeing yourself of these things that you didn't even like. They're the blind spots in you, and when people trigger you, it's just your blind spot that that it's something you need to work on, and it's beautiful. It's a gift, and that's why you say bless you, like to the person, silently to yourself. Thank you for that. Let me see this in myself.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The other day I was in the grocery store, and was it no, it was the post office. So this little old lady, and you could tell she was, slightly unkempt, and of course there are lines going into the post office right now, right? So we're doing the wait in line, and she comes out, and she's in near tears. She goes, and she's going, 57 cents for the stamp. Why is it so expensive? I could just take a deep breath, because 57 cents is nothing to me. That I lose that in change in my car, right? And to this woman, this 57 cents was hard for her. So I put my attention on loving her and asking God to bless her, bring to her financial blessings. It's like, when we see things like that out in our world, like what she was going through triggered in me a response. Triggered a response rather than a reaction. It triggered the response of this one needs blessing, this one. And it gives us the opportunity to use those responses or triggers that we have in a very powerful way. And as I bless her, guess what? I bless me, because you can't bless someone else without blessing yourself. Same thing, you can't curse someone else without cursing yourself. It's all the same. All the same.
I actually feel when I'm doing guided meditations, and especially at the very end when I'm going through affirmations and this light protection and so on, and pure unconditional love work and everything, I feel that I myself getting those goosebumps. I feel literally what this client is feeling, because it's working not only on this client. Yes, I'm doing this for client, but still it's me who is doing this. Yeah, so it helps me as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't do the work for someone else without already doing it for you. It's really, we got the best job in the whole world.
Yeah.
We really do.
Yeah. Thank you, universe, for that. Okay, Morganne, we very
Yeah,
late now.
yeah. Let's just spend a few moments, and I'll invite everyone to just come inside with me, but go in your own inside. Take a breath in. and just welcome that breath in. Welcome it in with thank you for this breath. Take another breath in. And let that breath just come in and oxygenate you and give every cell of your body some oxygen. And then on the release, realize you're letting go of that which doesn't belong, all the toxins, all of that. Just let it go. Let it go with that out breath. And as you just kind of continue to just be present to your breath, be present to yourself, I'm going to remind us where we are right now. Remind us where we are right now. In this moment, the universe is calling us to release and let go all negative programming. Take a breath in, and with me, affirm, I now release all negative programming. Take a breath in. On the out breath, I now release all negative programming. Let it go. Let the breath go. Feel it go from your body. Release that all negative programming. Release all negative programming from all institutions. Take a breath in. I release all negative programming from all institutions. Breath out, let it go. Using the breath as a vehicle to welcome in the beautiful energies, and the out breath to release and let go the negative. And as we sit on this precipice of where we are cosmically realigning ourselves, imagine yourself actually realigning, being purged from all negative, false constructs and all the shadows. As we purge that from our being, as we let that go, as we use our beautiful breath to clean and clarify our minds and our hearts, as we let this go, imagine yourself realigning to truly who you are. Truly who you are. Sit in the beautiful consciousness of the unknown, which is just filled with the presence of the Holy Spirit, and trust. Begin to amp up your trust to this presence of life and love and goodness that is just ready to explode in our life as soon as we give up all the negative constructs, all the negative programming, all of the shadows. When we give those up, we can come more into alignment with who we truly are. Take a breath in. Affirm with me, I am now coming into alignment with who I am. Feel into that. As I let go all of these shadows and all of these negative constructs, I now come into alignment with who I truly am as the living presence of life and love, as the presence of purpose, as the presence of, I'm going to use this word magnificent because we are magnificent. We're a miracle. Take a breath in on that. And when you notice and you see in the world all the drama happening in the world, come back to yourself. Maybe that drama is maybe triggering something within you. And if it is, wonderful. Let that trigger expose what it is. So as you sit in any trauma or drama that's going on, resist the temptation to align with that and When we align with that, we bring up that consciousness of fear. When you are feeling fear, move into the consciousness of love. Take a breath in. Commit to moving your awareness into love. And on the out breath, let go fear. So I invite everyone in this beautiful solstice period, and this solstice is about the light increasing. We're moving into light increasing now. And use that as a metaphor for your own life, the increase of light, the increase of awareness, the increase of love, the increase of who we truly are. This allows you to be anchored in appropriate response, responding from our purpose, responding from our strength, responding from our healedness. Take a breath in and just relax into that. Just relax into that. And as we do this in this period of time, in this solstice, we now move into our Christmas season, the birth of the light within us, the birth of love within us, the birth of a new beginning within us. And as we allow this birth to happen within us, we're giving unconscious permission for everyone, every sentient being to allow that birth within them. Take a breath in. Are you ready for this birth? Are you ready for the love within you? If you are, say, I am ready for this love to be born in me. I am ready for the increase of the light to shine through me and as me. I am ready to be present in this new kingdom of love and life and plenty and wholeness and happiness for every sentient being on our planet. Take a breath in. Use your imagination and see that world. And I'm going to just be silent for about 17 seconds. And I invite you in that 17 seconds to hold a vision of you healed, whole, happy, and everyone around you the same way. Ready? Take a breath in. Imagine. For 17 seconds, imagining you as healed and whole, and all beings as healed and whole. Brings this to reality. Breath in, breath out. And so I leave you with this exercise to practice throughout the week, honoring and being grateful for every trigger that comes up so that it may pass away, so that you can choose again who you really are. The power to imagine peace and love and joy and plenty for everyone for 17 seconds. Keep doing that. Do it some more. Do it several times a day. So in love and light, we let you be all beloveds, knowing that we are all moving into this new experience of humanity, an evolved conscious human, an evolved conscious human. And so I'm so grateful for this opportunity to remember this and that we get to do this together. For together, we lift humanity into awakening and remembering who they are. And so it is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Morganne. Thank you. Jeannie, do you want to say something?
Thank you for today. It was fabulous. There was much richness in it, and I so appreciate it being with you and for everybody that's here.
Thank you, lovely ladies, for being with me. Thank you for our nighty show together, Morganne.
I know. 90 shows.
90 hours of pure wisdom from Morganne. So please, who is watching us for the first time, go back, watch from show 1. You have 90 hours of Christmas pure wisdom and magic to watch, and on end of every show, beautiful meditations. So enjoy yourselves. There is lots of work, but Morganne done that. Also, please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel and Rumble channel. Also, please remember we're coming back if nothing wrong happens, and obviously it's not going to happen. On 2nd of January, we will be back. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless.